Just because you were once the most powerful person on Earth doesn't mean you get to live like it afterward. From never being allowed to drive a car again, to having every letter you send scanned for explosives, to Secret Service agents listening to your phone calls, former U.S. presidents may retire from the office, but they never retire from the rules. And today we're breaking down every strange, hidden, shocking rule that former presidents must follow for the rest of their lives. And trust me, the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. Chapter 1, the freedom they lose forever. No driving. Ever again. One of the great perks of being president is that you never have to deal with traffic. Motorcades glide through cities like steel serpents. Secret Service blocks intersections. And every road becomes your road. But after leaving office, that privilege becomes a prison, because once a president's term ends, they are never allowed to drive on public roads again. Not for fun. Not for convenience. Not even for one quick trip to the grocery store. This rule was born after the assassination of John F. Kennedy. The government realized that presidents, even former ones, are permanent high-value targets. George W. Bush once joked on TV that he can only drive on his ranch, far away from crazy drivers and people who want to hurt me. And Lyndon B. Johnson? He was the last president in American history to legally drive himself on a public road. And this is just the beginning, because the road isn't the only thing former presidents lose. They lose their privacy completely. Chapter 2, the briefings that never end. Retired? Not really. You'd think that after leaving office, a former president could finally relax, sleep in, play golf, stop worrying about nuclear threats. But no, not even close. Former presidents continue to receive national security briefings for life. These aren't ceremonial updates. They are real classified briefings, the same quality they received in the Oval Office. Why? Because the world constantly changes. Threats evolve daily. A former president might need to advise a current one, or answer questions from the press, or represent the U.S. on foreign soil. In 2018, this became national news, when rumors spread that President Trump may revoke Barack Obama's access to briefings, until he was informed that every former president receives them by law. But what happens to all the documents they created while they were in power? Well, those aren't theirs anymore either. Chapter 3, the libraries they don't control. Every president in U.S. history gets a library, but these aren't normal libraries. They are legal archives, massive vaults of everything they ever wrote, recorded, signed, or created. While in office, under the Presidential Libraries Act of 1955, a president's papers belong not to them, but to the American people. That means emails, notes, recordings, schedules, even the stuff they wish would disappear. Bill Clinton's library includes details about the impeachment scandal. Richard Nixon tried to hide Watergate records. The law changed specifically to prevent that. George W. Bush's library defends his Iraq War decisions, but it still has to show them. Presidents can choose the tone of their exhibits, but they cannot erase history. And if you think that's invasive, wait until you hear how the government monitors their phones. Chapter 4, the technology surveillance. Yes, their phones are monitored. In modern America, everyone worries about surveillance, but former presidents don't have to worry, because surveillance is guaranteed. The Secret Service receives special exceptions, allowing them to track the location of cell phones without a warrant when protecting former presidents. Devices like stingrays, which mimic cell towers, can monitor where a phone is in real time. The contents of texts and calls aren't automatically recorded, but location and metadata often are. Why? Because every former president is a target, from threatening calls to suspicious social media activity to potential foreign threats. But the phone isn't the only thing they check. They also open every piece of mail. Chapter 5. The mail they can't open themselves. Every letter you send might be dangerous. Former presidents don't get normal mail. They get mail that could kill them. In 2018 alone, the Secret Service intercepted explosive packages sent to Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Because of cases like this, every piece of mail addressed to a former president is screened off-site by specialists, chemical experts, explosives teams, and trained security officers. Even the U.S. Postal Service has a dedicated program, dramatically named Dangerous mail investigations. Former presidents lose the intimacy of mail forever. Birthday cards, invitations, gifts, all of it opened, examined, scanned, and only then delivered. And if you think that sounds invasive, wait until you see what happens when a former president just wants to be alone. Chapter 6. The loneliest job in the world. You're never alone again. Most people crave privacy, a quiet moment, a peaceful walk, dinner with family. Former presidents, they will never have those moments again. Secret Service protection is a 24/7, 365 days a year commitment. Agents rotate, agents change, agents stay, always. Former agent Jonathan Wackrow described it as the most intrusive thing anyone can ever experience. You eat Thanksgiving dinner, and agents sit nearby. You argue with your spouse, agents are in the next room. You take a walk, you're followed. During Trump's Thanksgiving at Mar-a-Lago, over 150 agents were deployed because every family member present also had protection. So how do you live a normal life when you're followed everywhere? Spoiler, you don't. Chapter 7. The impossibility of normal life. A coffee run becomes a mission. For ordinary people, spontaneity is freedom. Want a coffee? Just go. Want to walk? Go outside. For a former president, nothing is simple. When Barack Obama stopped at Starbucks during his presidency, streets were blocked, pedestrians pushed aside, and agents surrounded the building. He even asked, "Can you guys give me a little space?" The answer, not really. Even a friendly basketball game required 4 hours of advance notice. From Secret Service, everything is scheduled, everything is monitored, everything is surrounded by people. You didn't choose to be there, unless you choose to walk away from all of it. Chapter 8. The final rule. You can quit. Yes, a former president can give up protection. There is one escape hatch. A former president can decline Secret Service protection. It's rare. It's discouraged. It makes them far more vulnerable, but it's allowed. Richard Nixon did it first. He claimed it was to save taxpayer money, though many believe he simply wanted to be left alone. In 2017, Donald Trump Jr. temporarily declined protection to gain privacy. If a former president chooses this path, they are fully responsible for their own safety. They can hire private security, set their own rules, even drive a car again, but most never consider it because the risks are extreme. In the end, the presidency gives incredible power, but it takes something in return. Freedom. Even decades after leaving office, former presidents remain symbols, targets, and national responsibilities. Their power ends. Their rules don't. These are the hidden rules most people never hear about, the rules that shape a former president's entire life. Because when you lead a nation, you never truly walk away from the job. More stories of presidential secrets and hidden histories are coming soon.